Shana Begum lived through 25 years of domestic abuse before fleeing with her children. She says the fact they were the ones who had to flee was just wrong.
Fleeing isn't easy. Fleeing is so difficult and it's so traumatic, and that's what we forget. We think, oh, just put her in a refuge. Refuges are not available. Local refuges, sometimes they don't put you in local refuges. We were moved in 3 different, air regions.
She says the Drive project, which targets the abuser and his behaviour, is finally doing things the right way around.
Finally, victims don't need to feel so pressured into having to manage the perpetrator, because the way perpetrators currently are assessed is through the victim, and that shouldn't be our responsibility to manage the perpetrator. Perpetrators who for so long have been invisible are being held to account.
The project's pilot began nearly a decade ago and has had impressive results. Perpetrators using physical abuse cut by 82%, sexual abuse by 88%, stalking behaviours down 75%, and jealous and controlling behaviours down by 73%. Announcing a £53 million investment over 4 years, the Safeguarding Minister Jess Phillips met to hear how the project works with some of the most dangerous domestic abuse offenders. Luke Kendall is one of the specialists.
Those that use harmful behaviours have often been doing so for a very long time and have flown under the radar, and these values and belief systems that sit underneath and drive these behaviours can be very well hidden and require certainly a specialist approach to be able to sit with that person who might be resistant to treatment, resistant to intervention, to keep them there, to keep them engaged, and to begin to find those reasons and give them the light of day and work with that person.
The government knows it has a mountain to climb if it is to deliver on its promise to halve violence against women and girls in the next decade. There are more than 2 million victims of domestic abuse every year. Police record a domestic abuse-related crime every 30 seconds. All eyes now are on the government's 10-year plan expected in the autumn. There is a great deal riding on it. I caught up with the Safeguarding Minister earlier today. 53 million, it's always churlish to say it's not enough.
Yeah.
But it's not enough, is it? When you're looking at, by the government's own figures, 2 million victims of domestic abuse last year, a call every 30 seconds to police.
This £53 million that we are announcing in this scheme is one thing that we are doing, and we're working towards a violence against women and girls strategy that will be released.
Which brings me to the point, how much money will be attached to that violence and women and girls strategy?
The idea that there is like one pot of money, what that violence against women and girls strategy will encompass is 14 different government departments. And also it isn't just about money. Loads of it is about attitude. Loads of it is about the fact that the vast majority of institutions just do not, business as usual, have to care about the violence and abuse that women and girls in our country face. And so there's huge amounts of systematic things that need doing.
And just finally, the Domestic Abuse Commissioner this week was speaking out about how she doesn't believe the government is quite committed enough, is not doing enough.
I haven't seen her say that, and I've been with her twice this week where she stood on a platform and said how amazing and committed it was, and committed
so
both
the
myself and the Home
government is failing to
Secretary
heed
were.
warnings from the deaths of women who died at the hands of domestic abuse.
So she released a report of which both myself and Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, were at the launch of the report, and it is about how a decade of reviews into homicides have not been properly followed up by the government. And you know what? I agree with that.
Jess Phillips, thanks very much for talking to us.